Let's talk some Big Ten hoops. All right, have not done enough of this lately. I promise we are going to get more into Big Ten basketball. February is starting. Going to try to make a segment, at least one basketball segment in every single episode. We did have Ohio State and Penn State play on Monday night. Ohio State got that win. Penn State made it a close one, a little bit late there, but Ohio State gets the win, and we are going to now power rank all the Big Ten teams following that game, and really, with a huge week of Big Ten basketball coming up. Michigan, Nebraska, Illinois, Michigan State, Indiana, Purdue. I mean, you got really big matchups. Iowa, USC is an underrated matchup that you need to look out for as well. So here are my power rankings. I'm just going to go through them a little bit. And then if you would, please let me know. I'm sorry, guys. I got like something in my throat right now. Please let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Again, comment, like, subscribe. You're going to be entered in to win some free home field apparel. If you don't win, don't worry. I got an affiliate link down below. Just be checking after you comment to see if I reply to you at the end of the month. And if I do reply to you, I'm most likely telling you, hey, great job. You won. And we'll get you all set up with something there. So, Big Ten basketball power rankings. I got Nebraska number 1, 20-0 so far on the season. You know, I think a lot of people have Michigan here, and Michigan, you know, is rightfully so a team that you would have at number 1. But I think Nebraska needs some more credit. Nebraska, they actually have more quad 1 wins than Michigan right now. Now Michigan's faced more quad 1 and quad 2 teams. But Nebraska, I really like this basketball team. I really like the way they've been playing. Really elite defense. I believe right now they are 11th in KenPom, unless that changes. You know, but a high 3-point volume, 51% of their attempts are 3-pointers because of that 5-out offense that they play. And when you play that type of style with, you know, tons of 3-point shooting with really good defense on the other end, and when you're actually making your shots, it is almost unbeatable what they're able to do. And it's going to be decided because I have Michigan number 2. It's going to be decided Tuesday night. Well, tonight, if you're listening to this on Tuesday, we'll see how this one works out. I'm not predicting that Nebraska's going to win or anything like that, but I am saying that I think Nebraska right now, based off what I've seen, is the better team here, in my opinion. We'll see, you know, how it plays out. And as we all know, just because you win one game doesn't mean you're always the better team. But I think right now, with how I've watched these teams, I think Nebraska is the more complete team. And I do think Michigan, dealing with some injuries and stuff right now, that impacts things as well. So at Michigan, we'll see how this game goes. Number 3, Illinois, 9 straight wins. I know a lot of people would have Michigan State over Illinois, and that's fine. I get that if you do. But Michigan State they're my number 4 team. Michigan State, they've all of their wins have been my 10 or more ever since I think it was December 20th is where I had it, because except for the Nebraska game, which obviously they lost. So they've been destroying teams, but they really haven't played all that many challenging teams. It kind of gives me a reflection back to Michigan State. And I'm not saying on the season, I'm just saying on the stretch here where they've been beating teams by double digits or more. Illinois has played more difficult teams in this stretch where they've won 9 straight, and they played Nebraska. They lost to Nebraska like Michigan State did as well. So that's how it goes. But right now, number 1 defense for Michigan State in the country, number 1 offense for Illinois in the country. I think you're good either way, 3 or 4, however you want to put this together. But I had to give Illinois a bigger boost for beating Purdue, especially in Mackey. No Kylan Boswell, all that stuff. I think I had to give Illinois a bigger boost here, so that's why I put them at 3. Michigan State, obviously phenomenal team. Obviously, Tom Izzo got these guys cooking. They're doing a great job. Great defense always. Really good contribution on the offensive end. Jeremy Fears doing a good job. It's not the best offense in the country, but he gets it done with how good that defense is. Number 5, I got Purdue. I'm a little concerned about Purdue at this point, but not too much. You know, they lost 2 straight. We'll see if they can go to Bloomington and get off of this losing streak here. But you know, those Hoosiers are always tough. They're always going to play them tough. This won't be Mike Woodson playing them. You know, Mike Woodson always got this team up and ready for this game. We'll see how Darian DeVries does here. But Purdue, I got there. Number 5, didn't want to drop them any lower than USC, who I have at number 6. USC, really, I mean, one of the reasons I have them there is their win over Wisconsin. Chad Baker-Mazara, 29 in that game was huge for them. Their five-star arenas kind of struggling post-injury type of stuff, but they had a tough home loss to Northwestern. I think that's why a lot of people kind of have them lower, but I did think the win over Wisconsin here was big enough that I'm going to put them number 6. And I think Wisconsin, after that win over Michigan, you have to give them a lot of credit too. That's why I have them there at number 7. They destroyed Penn State, but they blew that 12-point lead against USC. And so, we'll see how it plays out here, but at least for now, USC, I think when they play to their level, they are number 6. They don't always play to their level. Great comeback by them against Wisconsin. I'd understand why people might have USC a little bit lower, maybe down at like 9, 10, 11. But for me, I got them up there at number 6. We'll see how USC does the rest of the year. UCLA. Got them at number 8. They got their win over Purdue, but it was at home, right? You had a pretty amazing game from Donovan Dent there, and Tyler Bilodeau. He's been fantastic. Got that game-winning 3 as well. I like this UCLA team. I want to see the confidence continue to grow. I think once they get confident and once they kind of continue to play who they're supposed to be, I think that they can win a whole lot of basketball games. But right now, I just need to see that confidence. I think we saw that confidence against Purdue. We'll see if it keeps coming out. But right now, I got them number 8. Number 9, I have Ohio State, and Ohio State seems like the most middle of all middle teams in the Big Ten right now, because they can go toe-to-toe with Michigan for a good amount of the game, and they did. Michigan eventually pulled away and won that game, and they can go toe-to-toe with Nebraska, right? I think they lost by 3 points in that game. You can go toe-to-toe with Nebraska the whole game, but then you got like an 18-point lead against Penn State, and you almost blow that. Penn State almost comes back and beats you at Ohio State. Now, I know it was snowy and not as many fans there, but there's never fans at Ohio State. It sucks for Ohio State. They're 14-6 right now, 6-4 in the Big Ten. So we'll see what happens with Ohio State. I'm just not a huge believer in them yet. I think they're a good team, but they play up to their competition, which is great, but they also play down to their competition, and I don't think that's great. So number 10, Iowa. I do have them above Iowa because I do think their talent and skill level is better than Iowa. Not so with Bennett Sturts. Bennett Sturts is the better player, is the best player between these two teams, but I do think like overall, talent with them and everything, I think that puts it together. And Ohio State is better there, but Iowa, the struggle against Rutgers didn't really impact it for me. You trailed in the second half there, but it is what it is. So I like Iowa. I like this team. I think that they're just kind of a middle of the pack team as well, as they can kind of play up with the best of them, but they can also play down to their competition as well. Number 11, I have Indiana, 13-7 on the season. They dismantled Rutgers after their loss to Michigan, but Michigan also kind of dismantled them, right? So they've lost 4 of their last 5, but they're all the strong teams: Nebraska, Michigan State, Iowa, Michigan. They lost to good teams. So what are you going to do? It is what it is. But they did a good job of doing what they're supposed to do against Rutgers. So I am going to keep them up there. Washington, 2-5 since the new year. I have them at number 12, 4 losses to top 10 teams. So they are kind of going through a similar thing that Indiana is going through here, to where they're just losing to really good teams. And honestly, like, you could maybe try to put Washington up above Ohio State, but I think that was just a situation where Ohio State kind of played down. It was on the road. I'm not excusing it. That definitely keeps Ohio State down there at like the 5 for me. But really, any way you want to slice the 6 through 12 here in the Big Ten basketball power rankings, you kind of got to slice it, because you can't really argue with hardly anything there, because these teams are all just kind of deadlocked here in the middle. Now, number 13 is Minnesota. Minnesota, 10-10 on the season, but they're a scrappy team, man. It seems like every single team that plays them is going to have a hard night going up against them. They just don't have enough legs right now, unfortunately for them. So they're ranked 84th in KenPom, but they're pesky. They're a tough out every single time, and you got to keep your head on a swivel against them. Number 14, I got Rutgers. Rutgers done a good job giving some teams some games, but they also have the worst 2-point field goal percentage in the conference, 16 in defensive rebound. Just doesn't look like a Steve Pikiell team at times, but they're too young, not physical enough. We'll see if that continues to develop throughout the season. Oregon, really banged up. Don't really have a point guard right now with Shellstad and everything. Tough season for Oregon. They're battling, but I got them at number 15. Then I have Northwestern, Maryland, and Penn State. Penn State still having a hard time in the Big Ten, trying to get some of these wins and stuff, but they're just too young. They're too young. Maryland, tough. Two tough losses after beating Penn State. Coit, he scored 43 against Penn State, but struggled since then. 2 for 5 in his from 3 in his last 2 games. And like I said, Northwestern, Nick Martinelli, he's leading the Big Ten right now in points per game. That's fantastic. They competed well against UCLA, and they got their win against USC. Give them credit there. But overall, Northwestern, just a tough season for them so far. So that's where I have everybody in the Big Ten power rankings. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section.